And we are live, I think. Got to double check, but we should be good. We should be live. Welcome to another live episode of Beyond the Frame. Very excited to be here today. Let me double check and make sure the live stream is working properly. All the technical stuff is good, and we can continue from there. Properly, all the technical stuff is good. Okay, it sounds okay. Doesn't sound great, but let me see what I can tweak here. Um,
Okay, I think this might actually be a little bit better now. There we go. Boom, boom. What's up? What's up, Luke Ponto? What is up? How are you doing? I'm very excited for the live stream today. We have a lot to talk about. So, obviously, I'm still waiting on Brantley to hop in here, but Brantley and I are going to be doing a live episode of Beyond the Frame today, the podcast, and we're going to be talking the first two episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and then we'll be talking the newest episode of Invincible Season 3, which I'm so excited to talk about. Invincible is finally here. That's huge. And then we'll be capping it off with a Mickey 17 review. We do have to go at a certain point because we both have stuff to do after this, but if time permits, we will hopefully be talking about some of the DC updates that we got last week, which is absolutely huge. So, yeah, hopefully with time we'll be able to get through everything. But yeah, we have Daredevil, Invincible, and Mickey 17 to get to. But yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be here. We'll be seeing Mickey 17. Yeah, man, I'm very excited for more people to see Mickey 17. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, honestly. So freaking hype. I'm actually gonna rewatch it on Sunday. I think I have a very busy weekend. I've had an insanely busy yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I'm so freaking packed, doing stuff, running everywhere. But tomorrow night, I want to rewatch Mickey 17 in 4DX. I feel like that's gonna be so fun. I was originally gonna watch in 4DX yesterday when I first watched it, but I was like, it's a Bong Joon Ho movie. I feel like I should watch it normal format first, then 4DX, and then if I want to rewatch it, I think I'm gonna go in IMAX. But yo, bro, happy to catch you live again. What's up, Arpit? Dude, happy to have you here. This is our first real Beyond the Frame live episode. So I'm very excited to test this out, see how it goes. As you can tell, the video quality is actually much better than other live streams. We're testing out a new software, going to see if it's worth it for the stream. And if the live does well, if you guys do end up enjoying this, then we will hopefully be doing more live episodes. We did the Oscars video or the Oscars live stream last Sunday, which I had such a fun time with. Granted, that was like a 4 hour stream in total. I think it was like the first stream was 40 minutes, and then the second stream was like 3.5 hours. The first stream got taken down for copyright, which a lot of my friends that were covering the Oscars that happened to. So it wasn't just me, but yeah, I am genuinely so excited to be here to talk all of these things. I guess honestly, while I'm still waiting on Brantley, I think I will go ahead and oh, actually, he's joining in just a second here, so we'll hop into it. We got 5 people in here. Thank you guys so much, as always, for joining in. Means the absolute world to me. I don't think I have like any sort of like super chat or anything like that on, but I just appreciate all of you guys coming in here. Brantley is here, so let's get started. Let me add him to the stage. What's up, Brantley? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sweet. Do we have so much to talk about here? Let's get
So
into it.
much.
As always, I will have the chat open. So if we're talking about a topic, so we're gonna, like I said before, we're gonna start with Invincible because that's the most recent thing Brantley watched. Then we'll talk Daredevil, and then we'll talk Mickey 17. Then at the end, I do have a heart out, but if we have time, I do again want to talk about the new DC updates and the projects that they have going on. So if we have time for that, I do want to get into that, but no guarantees on that just yet. But let's get started again. Let us know what you thought of the newest episode of Invincible in the chat, and we will respond to every comment, by the way. So leave all your thoughts. And Brantley, let's get into spoilers, man. What did you think? So actually, I want to let's kind of combine the last two episodes because we didn't get to talk about last week's episode. Time didn't permit. I was watching Daredevil. You were watching Mickey 17.
Exactly.
What did you think? What did you think of that original episode with Aaron Paul's character?
See, I'm conflicted because I thought the episode was. I like the story I was being told, but I just think that like I don't know. Just at this point, like I think we keep bringing this up, but it's like it's an 8 episode season. I just like episode itself didn't feel like that impactful. You know what I mean? And even though he is like in like the next episode as well, but like I don't know. Still, it's like this is a good story. I just feel like it just I don't know. To me, it's like I just how much is really gonna play into like the overall larger story. And it's like I get like
This
we can have like these smaller stories like that, and this story was good, but it's just like we were like down to we're in the second half of the season. Like it's only 2 more episodes after this one, like at the time. So it's just like I don't know.
I will say that's really funny because if I'm not mistaken, I was the first one that brought that complaint up like 3
Yeah,
podcast episodes ago. And this to me is the perfect definition of how you use one of those like random ass side storyline comic characters perfectly. I really loved it actually.
that is true. That is true. I think this is like the best of like those types of like so
Yeah,
far.
like this is exactly how you create impact. You know what I mean? Off of a random side character. For me, the reason why this episode works so much, and I definitely have that general complaint of the episode of like, okay, we had 3 episodes left at that point. Why are we not moving with some sense of urgency? Where is Omni-Man and Alan? Remember we talked about that after like the 3rd
I
episode?
don't
We
think
were like,
that's the rest of the season at this point,
dude,
bro.
they just I honestly think that like, I mean, we'll get into it later, but I think Omni-Man will end up coming in the finale because of Conquest. Remember, because Conquest is at the end of the newest episode, and so I think like
Yeah,
there's no way Mark can fight Conquest on his own. There's just no way. And
I don't know
so
what happens in the comics, but like
I don't know what happens in the comics either.
off the general, like I think I don't know the theme of the show. I just assume that Conquest is gonna beat Mark's ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Well,
next episode.
I'm thinking that too, but I think by the end, Omni-Man will show up and save him because like
Really?
Invincible can't die. Like I don't think Invincible's not gonna die.
Oh, yeah, he's not gonna die, but like I don't know. I just feel that would be a little like I don't know. It just feels like too like cliche for the show. I feel like Omni-Man is coming back and like saving Invincible. Like,
Yeah.
but I think that would be interesting. Though. I mean, I definitely want to see Omni-Man and Alan like at least one more time before the end of this season.
I hope
But
so. I hope they're in the finale for sure. I will say no. So the reason I really liked Aaron Paul's characters, first of all, it is the best voice acting we've seen in the entire series, in my opinion.
for sure,
Like, it is easily like this guy is out acting everyone, and they're spending so much more on voice acting than animation. And this is the only time, in my opinion, where it feels like it's been worth it, honestly. But I think the reason why it works so well is because it makes the idea that Mark is starting to actually feel guilty for the deaths and like that to me is the most interesting the show has ever been up to this point. Like there is correct me if I'm wrong, but honestly there has not been a single thing in all of Invincible that is like on a thematic level as interesting as the moral dilemma that Mark has in these last 2 episodes for me.
definitely.
Like even the Viltrumite, like, should I take over the planet or not? Like, obviously no. You know what I mean? There's not like a super interesting like, yeah, there's not a dilemma there. This is really an internal struggle between Mark, which I absolutely loved. Did you have any other thoughts on that on episode 6 before we get into episode 7?
Not too much. First, I will say now we're talking about it. I do think as a pair, these episodes do work really well because I do like think because like the themes there, like the ideas in that episode with 6 were really built upon well in 7, and I like how so far like talking about just like the themes, like I like how they're not really like as a viewer, like you're even like Mark himself, they're not really giving you like I don't know some kind of like escape from it. Like there's no like solution. Like it's like
Yeah, it just happens. Like you already,
like
yeah,
it actually like I mean, from my opinion, like, some of it is his fault to some degree. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's like, and I like how the show, like, even though Eve was telling him things, like, and that kind of calmed his nerves a little bit. But then, like, we see in this episode 7, we kind of see like that guilt kind of return, and he's like, damn, like, it really is like no like way to really be
There's
like
no winning.
this, yeah.
100% agree. Yeah, I think the Chicago Memorial was an insane pull.
Yeah.
Like I was not expecting that at all. I don't know if that's a thing in the comics, but it works so well. I don't know. I think it's the way that they're able to be like, oh, Mark is actually feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, there's like 20 Marks that come and destroy the entire planet.
Yeah.
Like perfect pairing. I will say, I wish Invincible did kind of test with different episodic formats, because Daredevil Born Again is doing 2-episode premiere, then weekly episodes, and then mid-season. So 5 and 6 are going to be a pair, and then it's one a week. These two being a pair would have been really interesting to me, like seeing them back to back if they weren't the final 2 episodes. And I will say, episode 7, the most recent episode, the penultimate episode of the season, felt like a finale in my opinion. Like it truly felt like the end.
Oh, yeah, no, this episode, yeah. No, this felt like the way it's like this is like a very
I was like halfway through the episode and I was like, oh, we're like definitely like we're almost done with it. You know what I mean? It's definitely over. And there's still like 30 minutes left. So I don't know. I absolutely loved it. Getting into the newest episode, what did you think of Invincible War, man? I feel like this is something that's been really just like slowly built up with Angstrom Levy, but I don't know. I feel like the Angstrom Levy part of it was pretty underwhelming. Like the Mark part of it was really cool to me, but like Angstrom Levy, I don't give a shit about him, to be completely honest.
Yeah, no, I felt like the actual like the main like war part was pretty cool. I wish we saw a little bit more, I guess, of Mark like interacting with the other Marks, stuff like that, and kind of fighting them. I thought the fight with Eve was really good, and, like Omni Mark.
That was crazy.
That was like Omni Mark was a demon, bro. But I thought that was super sick. I think stuff with Answer Levy was interesting, but yeah, like you said, I think it was a bit underwhelming because like I just don't know. I mean, I get like why he came back and like this whole kind of Invincible like war plot, but yeah, it didn't like even like them like when they were fighting again, like it didn't really feel like this big like culmination, like big like return to me. Like
I kind of felt like it was like cool, like this is another big plot point, but like we're at the end of the day, we're just trying to get to the Viltrumites coming to Earth. You know what I mean? Like we're just like this other storyline is way more interesting and gets way more time to be built up than this does. And so this kind of just feels like a side thing that only like this could have been 2 episodes long. And I would have enjoyed it, honestly. Like I would have liked it to be a little slower. I would have liked to see more versions of Mark. But I will say, I guess it was in 1 episode, so that's what we got. But I like the animation in this one a lot more. Like this is the best the show's looked in my opinion. Like
for sure. I was wondering, was I thinking or like
dude, it is amazing. It looks so good.
Like, it's always been like this, and I've just like been like too hard on the show. Or, like they actually like cook up for this one episode. Like
no, it usually looks like shit.
Crazy.
But, like,
yeah, I'm like this is crazy to me.
The Angstrom and Mark fight at the end was insane. That shit was so raw. I episodes like this make me be like, where is this? You know what I mean? Like why did we get this? Bro, we have not got an episode, in my opinion, this good. Like full episode, full like 50-minute episode this good since like season 2 or season 1. Season 1 finale, in my opinion.
Dang. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's like I like
you can't name a single episode in season 2, guarantee. And there's not a single episode in season 3 so far. That's for the entirety of the runtime. That is amazing.
That's true for the whole runtime, I guess.
Like the Owlin and Omni-Man stuff is so cool, but that's like 20 minutes, not even.
But I do like the episodes early on in the season. Like episodes like I think the first episode.
Oh yeah, the first yeah.
I think episode 1 of season 3 is really strong. I think this one was good, but like I said, I think like just the war part to me, like especially I saw people talking about it like on Twitter before I watched the episode. It just was a little like underwhelming to me. I was like, oh, like this is only like half the episode, and like I don't know, like it was still really cool to watch. It's definitely like in the higher tier of Invincible episodes for sure, probably like top 3 for sure, like definitely. But yeah.
Arpit said, I was gonna binge Born Again in one go until someone told me it'll be weekly after the first 2 episodes. I honestly think hot take, Invincible might be better on binge, bro. Like honest, because I don't really think they're giving us weekly content. Like they're not really giving us enough weekly. Like really, they're not. Other than like maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
I agree with you, low key. I think like even I'm not a super big fan of like full on seasons. I do like the week to week format. I think with like the way Invincible like usually structures like their stories, even for the week to week format, it's not like a see what happens next week type of thing. Sometimes like
it's always individual stories, and then they might just go to some random shit the next episode. Yeah,
and it's like, oh, okay, so it's like what's really like the draw to keep me coming back versus like. So it's like, I actually agree. I think a different format, like how you mentioned, could benefit Invincible for sure.
I will say when I watched Born Again, though, I binged it. So I saw all 9 episodes. And I think it works way better as a weekly, like in my opinion. Like it's so
Yeah,
like every week there are plot points and there are storylines that continue over. They pick up almost exactly where they left off in almost every single episode. There's maybe one or two episodes where the plot, like literally the second to like the penultimate and the finale for Daredevil Born Again, like they overlap. Like the beginning of the finale takes place a little bit before the end of the episode before. It just recontextualizes stuff. It is so great. And Invincible never does that in my opinion at all whatsoever. Like it just I don't know.
I think there's so much in this world and stuff. I mean, I can only imagine how much that's probably being cut out of the comics and whatnot for it to fit in here. That's why I think like ideally, like in a perfect world, I mean, obviously I think animation would look a lot different. The budget might be a little bit lower. I think in the perfect world, this show would be best as like just a cartoon, like a 22 episode, like 30-minute cartoon series.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the ideal like format for how much they want to actually touch on and cover. Like I just feel like like that's like the best way like for this show to go. Like
yeah, give me some spectacular. Spectacular
like
Spider-Man type of thing would be cool. Yeah,
that's like it really hit on like a good amount, and it's like I don't know. I think each week wouldn't be so much pressure on each week either. Like each episode, like when you have so
and
much.
then also the fact that we had to wait like 70 years between seasons, and then they gave us a hiatus in the middle of last season, which is wicked. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up? I mean, Conquest, obviously, next episode, Viltrumites are coming to Earth. I'm excited. I'm so excited, but it's like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like they've built up to like, okay, just to, like, tell me if my memory is serving me wrong. Invincible War was starting to be set up in episode 1 of season 2. Where remember we see like that evil version of Mark and like that like a destroyed version of Earth, and they use that in the trailers to make us think like, oh shit, Mark destroyed Earth, the Viltrumites are coming, blah blah blah, and it's just an alternate version. That's the first time we get it set up ever, and it took us until the end of season 3 to get Invincible War, and now they're doing the Viltrumite War back to back. Like I get it, it works as motivation for Mark. But it's not like interesting enough in my opinion. It's not built up enough over an exacting amount of time.
Yeah, I think it's like the weird thing with the show where it's like it's kind of taking certain aspects. Like I think it's kind of like playing on like people that haven't read the comics, like their kind of like like view on the show, because apparently people that read comics, it's not even a big thing in the comics. It's like very short. It's not like this huge event kind of thing. But the show markets it like it's going to be this huge event kind of thing, and then it's like it's kind of this weird like I don't know like disconnect between like the marketing of how the show is like, because obviously the show wants people to watch it, so they're going to make it this big thing versus like what's actually being like written in the source material. So I feel like that's like
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Apparently Invincible War is not like that big of a deal in the comics. It's not this huge like event from what people are saying. Like how
it seems
the
like
show
it'll be way cooler. It's like literally I don't know. That's sick to me. Like I wish we had gotten one full episode of just like the world trying to stop.
Yeah, I really
like, that's the coolest thing ever, bro.
I'm like, bro, like we literally has like 20 minutes of this, bro. I'm like,
I will say the way they do it though, like for speed running it, they do it pretty well. Like the match cuts between all the marks, like it is executed as well as possible. Yeah, where they're like he's like floating and you just see like 3 different settings, and they do his face and they do 3 different settings. It was cool. Like that's how you take advantage of the animation medium, in my opinion. But they don't really do it that often. They literally only did it this episode. But I will say also, the end of episode 6 with the Aaron Paul character, dude, when he killed his wife and kid, that shit got me. Like I was like, oh my! I was like, this show is gory, but it's never like gut wrenching, heart like you know what I mean, like. Yeah, I don't know. This shit is crazy. I'm very like, I was so taken aback by it. And then obviously final thing to talk about here, Rexplode, bro. Our boy, he's dead. He's gone, bro. I called it. I literally called it. Like first pod episode when we talked about Invincible, bro. Rexplode is dead. He's a goner, but he's a G, bro. Dude, my skeleton, dickhead. Greatest line of all time, bro. Like that shit was so fire.
I think we saw it coming. Like, I mean, his redemption arc was good. I think like this was like definitely like the obvious like in outcome for him. Like
Yeah.
life is going too well for bro. Like it had to happen.
Yeah, they just couldn't let him be happy. But yeah, any thoughts to wrap up Invincible discussion before we get into Daredevil Born Again?
You know, I'm just gonna say it. I know people love this show.
Oh
I
no.
think I enjoy the show a good amount, but dude, like this show is low key like
I think
fraud.
it's overrated.
They run the same script every season, bro. Strong start, mid-ass middle section, and then some cool shit right at the end to get you excited.
And then they build up and they build up, and then the next season they don't even execute on it. They just give us some bullshit side storyline. And from time to time, they do land on something that's slightly interesting. Like I thought the planet where Omni-Man goes to in season 2, that's not bad. Works for Mark's redemption arc with his dad. Here, the stuff with Aaron Paul's character works enough for trying to create a thematic divide. But if you're gonna still have shitty animation, at least give us a story that's interesting every single week, guaranteed. Pick your poison, dude. You just got, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta do it one way or another. In my opinion.
I think it's just too like it's an enjoyable show, but I just think it's too many like glaring like flaws to like really, for me to at least put it up there as like this like amazing piece of like superhero like media, like, or at least show wise.
I think I will say I think as a like looking at it from a comic perspective of like when you look at like Winter Soldier or like Infinity War, where like huge groups of characters are coming together and trying to fit it all into one piece of media, I do think that this is one of the better possible adaptations of this show. Like, I don't, honest to God, as many problems as I have with it, but as hype as I get after every episode, I'm like they are doing the best possible job. This world is just so fucking expansive. And I think it's the fact that Robert Kirkman is so closely tied to this series that makes it actually work. But I think, honestly, I think it's just too much. Like, I think there is no way to make this work in every possible way, whether it's for comic fans or fans of just the series. I also think you and I put a lot of weight on every individual episode because we've been watching since literally the first 3 episodes premiered. You know what I mean? Like, we've been watching week to week. We waited like 2 years between the first 2 seasons. We found out that they were doing a hiatus midway through season 2. And then after season 2, they didn't even give us a release date for season 3 until like months and months after. So I honestly think we're just in a separate boat than most people are, because I feel like, honestly, most people waited till like midway through season 1 or the end of season 1 to kind of like I did not see much discussion about that finale until after the fact. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
like I think
it's happening.
Yeah, I think that's really what pulled people in. Seeing clips of that, screenshots of that on Twitter, like, what the fuck is this show? We got to tap in. But being there from the beginning, dude, it's a little underwhelming. The route that this show has taken.
It's like with 8 episodes, bro. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the pressure is justified though for each episode. Like, bro, you only got 8 episodes like per season.
Yeah.
Each week.
Arbit said, when I'm watching Invincible, I can't believe Robert Kirkman went from Walking Dead to Invincible. I kind of see it though. Like, I wish that Robert Kirkman had taken the Walking Dead model of like this big expansive world, because when you put the basics together, it's kind of a similar thing where, again, super expansive world, a lot of different characters, different locations and places to explore, but they do it over like a TV season. You know what I mean? Like, this was airing on AMC Plus. If Invincible had this, which obviously they just couldn't take the risk, I feel like, originally, because it's a rated TVMA, like hard R show. Like, it is very brutal, very gory, on Prime. Obviously the boys are successful, but this is animated, so I don't know. I wish they'd kind of taken a different swing at it. But yeah. Anything else before we move on to Daredevil?
I think that's it, man. I'm excited to see how the season closes out, though. So, like, Conquest, I know people have been hyping up Conquest since season 1, bro. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with, bro.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we're gonna cover the finale. We'll probably, worst case, we'll cover it like the week after. I don't even know if we're gonna do a pod next week because I'm gonna be at South by. But if we don't do a pod next week, then we'll definitely just do like at least a brief talk about it on the next episode after that. But getting into Daredevil Born Again, I'm so fucking excited to hear Braley's thoughts on this one. There's so much to talk about here. Okay, so I want to give a little bit of context. I saw all 9 episodes, so I'm gonna actually have Brantley talk first and then remind me where the episodes ended because I'm not gonna lie to you. Every episode blended together. I watched 9 hours of TV in the span of like 11 hours. So I was actually gonna go back and like do individual episode reviews on
Yeah,
TikTok or whatever after the episodes came out. For the life of me, I cannot remember what episode is what because I watched them so back to back.
I
I
get
literally
that.
just watched a 9 hour movie basically. Like
Yeah,
I think I watched 7 episodes, or I watched 6 episodes and then 3 episodes, like just back to back to back. So, what did you think? Where does episode 2 end? By the way, like, can you just remind me?
okay, so 2 ends, if I'm not mistaken. Damn, let me refresh my memory. So like, because I know 1, like 2 is basically Fisk is like he got elected at the end of episode 1, right, as mayor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
2 is basically going through that. Like he's basically like starting out as mayor, meeting with people. They have like they tried to get White Tiger to get on bail. He got denied
Oh,
bail.
okay. So the court stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that's when that comes into play. Episode 2. Dang, how does it like? I'm trying to recall how it like
Let
ends.
me. I think
I remember
I'm gonna try to open the
it ends
episode.
with Matt talking to Cherry, and that's kind of how they have like the little at like the river. They're kind of talking.
Oh my
Oh.
God! Whoa! What the hell? Oh my God! I didn't
Oh,
realize
yeah,
this
yeah,
was only in episode 2.
There
The
you go,
fight
yeah.
scene, the cops.
Yeah.
Arpit said
Yeah.
2 ends with Matt killing the cops. Holy
There you go.
shit,
Yeah.
dude! I forgot this is this episode. Oh, this episode is a banger, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I low-key prefer episode 2 over 1 because I like the court stuff, and I
Yes,
felt like
dude.
I don't know,
Literally, how long
more
is the
like
court?
the
The court
OG
stuff is
show.
literally like 7 minutes of straight yap. It's so fire. I love it. It's so Daredevil season 1 and 2, bro.
No, definitely.
Okay, so yeah, now that we know where it ends, let's start from the beginning. What did you think of the opening sequence? I know you got a hot take on this one. What did you think, bro?
Dude, I don't know, bro. Because in the moment, I texted you when I first watched. Like the aura of the show just overtook me. When I pressed play, bro. Like I was, I saw this Matt Foggy again, bro. Like I couldn't help but love it. I didn't care how it looked. Like I wasn't even focused on any like technical aspects.
Did it look off to you though, or no? Because
The
I
show
thought the
didn't-
beginning looked. I thought it looked good until the action started.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like when they're talking, like in like the bar, like the restaurant, I had no problem with
Yeah.
that. Like, and then even to dude, bro, like I mean, I don't know if you've definitely seen like the clip many times enough. Like when like they focus on his hearing when he's like hearing the phone call with Foggy, bro. I was like,
Ooh,
yeah,
aura, bro.
oh. And then Bullseye comes, bro, and that's I don't know. So I think that's like visually, I was like, I don't know. I just thought that whole execution, like that action scene, just something about it just felt very just like off. Like it just like even like
Really?
that to me. I just like the scene like it was like they were doing things right, but for me, just the weight of it just did not hit for me personally like that much. I guess
Damn.
it too. I was like, damn.
Did you know he was gonna die though? Like, were you like, yeah, this is what's happening? Like, he's not making it.
Honestly, I didn't know. I thought they were gonna pump thing. Like I know people were saying leading up to the show he was gonna die like this season. I was like, obviously he was gonna die. But I thought maybe like, oh, he'll get shot, maybe he'll live, and like maybe he'll die later on in the season, something like that. Like this kind of little pump fake type of thing. Loki at one point I thought it was a dream sequence, bro. I was like,
really, that's funny.
I was like, yo, like especially when he threw Bullseye off like the roof. I was like, there's no way Bullseye dies. So I'm like, bro, Matt has to be dreaming, but then he just like lives through that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And that was crazy. I don't know how he like.
Yeah.
I was like,
Arpit said, I was ready for heartbreak from Foggy, but I can't believe it was the opening sequence and that heartbeat scene. Dude, Brantley, I don't know if so I actually clicked rewind on my screener because I watched the first like 10-15 minutes of the episode and then the title scenes hit and I was like, okay, I need to go back and rewatch this because what the fuck? Like that was so good. That 15 minutes felt like 5. I click back and I rewatch it, and the only thing I can focus on the second time I'm watching it is the heartbeat, bro. Like the whole entire action sequence, like this guy is just Bullseye is just ripping through people in the staircase and in the shop. By the way, Bullseye is just killing people to kill people. Like it is insane.
I love how he was like in that scene. Like I love like
he was just trying to murder people.
Psychotic, dude.
And I was literally all I could hear was Foggy's heartbeat is playing through the whole thing. That is
I didn't realize it through the whole entire scene. That's crazy.
So it's through the entire scene, but then every time that Matt focuses on it, it gets louder and then it gets quieter. But he can hear it the whole time because Matt can still hear it. Like Matt is tracking his heartbeat to see if he's dead or not. And then the second the heartbeat goes away, he's like, fuck him, bro. And he pushes Bullseye off the roof. It is insane work. It doesn't. Okay, it's very obviously not a one take as well. Like they don't hide it. Like
this one, probably the worst job they did, like hiding it.
But it's also I wasn't expecting it to be great, to be honest with you. But I wasn't expecting them to attempt the one take so soon. That's what I will say. But I thought it was just I was so in the moment, and I think this is probably what they thought as well when they were making it. Of like, dude, Foggy is literally fucking dying. No one gives a shit how this looks. Like low key. Like, you know what I mean? Like it is there's so much going on. Like, bro, the smoke machines are going off. Like Matt, is this the sequence where Matt is literally just like swinging with his billy clubs across rooftops to get Bullseye?
That's like right after, yeah. Well,
okay, yeah.
Right after, I think, like that whole sequence, yeah.
Yeah, like that shit is insane.
Oh, right. That's when he goes to like the apartment and then he goes back and then that's when he fights.
Yes. Yeah, and like doing it in between the action sequence is phenomenal. You've definitely seen the suit shot on Twitter, right? About how people are shitting on the CGI and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I feel like that was one thing.
I don't think it looks bad. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that shit was
I'm like, that's obviously like not like them. Like it's like
obviously not. It's obviously not Charlie Cox, but I'm like, it's so much aura, bro. It's so aura. What? Dude, he's on the fire exit and he's just like standing there. He's like, oh my, he's literally aura farming in front of us, bro.
Like still like rigid. Like
it does. I agree, but like, bro, when you stand there and the score is blaring in your ears, you're like, fuck, man. Like, we're so back. We're so back, bro. Like,
that's the thing about like I don't know. If we're comparing like especially like that sequence, like just the whole fight scenes, like the Netflix ones, I thought what makes the Netflix ones like kind of stick out is like, I don't know, the camera's like I think I like when it gets like the staircase, so the camera's moving a bit more, it's closer on them. I feel like that's like the greatest of it. But when it's like just pulling out and it's just a wide of them fighting, I'm like, I don't really like what's the purpose of this really being. There's
like no impact.
A wonder. Like it's like, what's the point? Yeah, like fighting from like a distance, and we're just kind of watching from a distance, which is like
it does feel like it feels more. I feel like the Netflix series was, and this goes into. Fuck, I don't know how much I can say. I'm gonna try to dial it back, but I will say like generally, and we see this definitely more so in episode 2 with like how the cops are treating the White Tiger character and stuff like that. But like, it definitely feels like this is more so a study on how like Matt is viewed rather than Daredevil himself, because obviously like he puts down the mask in episode 1, and I think like visually for the most part it does focus on like a Matt side more than Daredevil. And I think I'm not saying that's why the camera work is shitty in the first fight scene. I'm not trying to like defend it like that, but I'm just saying like you can definitely tell the difference because it feels like story-wise they're trying to capture something completely different than the Netflix series, in my opinion. But it does look like shit at times in the opening. And I will also say, after having seen the full thing, it feels like the first like 15 minutes of this series is the most this show is just trying to be like the original show. Like it feels like they're just it's just like a cheap knockoff in my opinion. But after, in my opinion, it's the final 4 episodes where it really gets good. But like, there is an element of the first 4 episodes feel like I don't know what it's called, not a prelude, but more so like a filler. You know what I mean? Like they're still trying to transition into a new series, bring in new characters. Nothing is working at full pace yet, and especially because in those first 15 minutes, they're trying so hard. Like, dude, they try to do all the fog and smoke stuff to make it look like it has aura. Like, it's just you're not gonna instantly replicate how we felt in the Netflix series. That's built up over time.
Yeah.
But again, obviously, like they have a job to do. You know what I mean? Like they gotta make it. Us as fans are like, if they don't do something crazy in the first episode, then are we really watching the right show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I definitely understand like the mindset behind it. I just think like for me, like I don't really know, but I've heard people say similar things that like later on in the season, like it gets better because it feels like they really try to like just get like all the tie and stuff kind of out the way early on. But like after that point, people say it gets like a lot better. And I know people say like season 2 is probably going to be a lot better than season 1. Just off of like, so I'm very interested kind of like where they go with it. Because I will say, even like these 2 episodes, it does feel like some of the stuff is very much like, okay, we have to like, just keep the continuity together, like make sure like this all ties in before we can kind of get to like this new story we're trying to tell. That's why I probably just kind of wish they just went like, I guess in a way it's just like a soft reboot, I guess, but it still feels like it's trying too hard to kind of continue the Netflix stuff at the same time. So I don't really know.
Were you, because I wasn't able to tell, but were you able to tell the difference between like what the reshoots were and what the original show was? Because remember, they shot like half the show before they did the reboot, and they still used a lot of the original stuff.
Yeah, I can really tell. I saw people online saying like they could kind of tell what was reshot and what wasn't. Personally, I mean, I really couldn't like tell what was like, I guess, new and like old.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I honestly felt like the Fisk stuff was probably the old stuff, because like him and what's his wife's name, Vanessa.
Yeah,
they have a very like independent storyline. Can I ask if Karen comes back after the first episode? Can you ask? I don't know. Yes, she is in the series again. She's in the series again. I won't tell you how, why, or when, but she's in the series again. And so okay, that's actually one thing I did want to mention is like the end of season 2 feels like kind of just like a mid-season like peaking moment, because remember originally it was supposed to be 18 episodes and then they split it up. So the way, because Punisher is also in this show, as you guys know, and he was added in the reshoots. He comes in about midway through the season, but he's not like in season 2 of Daredevil, like the Netflix show. He's like in a good chunk of the actual story.
Yeah,
he's a like pretty much like second bill, third character. You know what I mean? Here, I will say it does work really well because it's kind of done the way that cameos in other Disney Plus shows are done, where they just work in the episode. And specifically in She-Hulk, which is one of my favorite things about that series, is like you have a bunch of different cameos and characters just coming in and out, but it works even better here because Punisher is already a Daredevil adjacent character to us. So when he comes back and he comes back and he comes back and you know what I mean? Like when you see this character over multiple times, man, the way that his character is evolving with Matt's character, it is phenomenal. I won't say anything else, but I think Punisher and Karen, they work really well. They're not in the show for that. Like they obviously took Karen out for a reason. You know what I mean? And like they killed off Foggy. They don't have Karen. I know everyone's like complaining like this is just a reboot. You know what I mean? This is not like I've seen that complaint a lot on Twitter, but
I didn't really care. Made it low key. Like I probably just feel like, as much as I love the Netflix show, I really kind of wish this went just more of like a straight like reboot.
I will say no. I think there'll be a really big. I think at least Punisher. Well, Punisher's also getting the special present. Did you heard about that, right? Yeah. So Punisher is also getting a special presentation. I think he'll be way more essential in season 2. I don't know how they're gonna use Karen, just because Wait, this is the episode where they talk, where her and Matt talk in the courtroom, right?
That happens in one of these episodes,
So that's like where she's like, oh, I'm in San Francisco or wherever she moved, right? So it's like they've already set her up to not be here. So like, I don't know how much they're gonna really bring her back in season 2, but the small part she is in season 1 again, I think it works well enough. But what else? What else is there to? Oh, so I will say, what did you think of that final fight in episode 2, the one against the cops?
I thought that
was really good.
I thought it was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably
Loki edited like shit, but it
like I don't know why they're getting to like all these cuts, bro. But like aside from that, I thought it was a really good fight, and I was like, damn, I don't know why like I forgot that like I forgot that like Daredevil like or Matt like both like he kills people for a second. I was like, oh, like because I guess they put such emphasis on him like killing Bullseye or like not or trying to kill Bullseye. I was like, oh damn, like he just killed these cops, bro. Like, and I was like,
well, no wait, he didn't kill him. Did he kill him?
I mean, they're dead for sure. Like the dude's like,
I don't think they are.
Like he's like his neck like snaps when he like hits like the.
Because one of them survives. One of them is alive. The main one. Okay.
think if
Wait, Daredevil kills?
That's what I'm saying. But like, I feel like I don't know. Like maybe they'll touch on it in episode 3 or something. I don't know later on.
Wait,
but like,
I don't remember them touching on it. Like there's no. The dilemma that Daredevil has is the justice system doesn't work anymore. Like after finding out about the corrupt cops and stuff like that. So I don't think he actually killed them, to be honest with you. Oh, he said, Arbit said, yeah, the cops are dead. Dude, there's no way. I forgot that. I actually didn't realize that. But okay, do you see what I'm saying now, I guess, after episode 2 about the Batman comparison that I was making?
Yeah, I do see that to like some like degree. Like, because what you were saying, it was kind of like just similar in the way of like how the Batman
like corruption and the way, how they handle the cops and all that kind of stuff, paying them off, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I think that's actually really interesting. I'm not gonna lie, this show to me feels like it has more, like probably low-key so far, to me, like the most kind of, I don't know if it's intentional or not. I feel like it's too like mentioned to be like to not be intentional. It's too like central to the show. But to me, I feel like this has the most like kind of almost like political like undertones of like anything Marvel's made in a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
So I will say, dude, it's so I can't wait for everyone to see the finale, because like literally the last like 6 minutes of Daredevil Born Again, like the actual series, word for word, bar for bar, exactly what happens in the Batman, bro. Like it is like it's so fucking funny. I won't tell you what scene from the Batman it is. Like I'm talking about like the Batman, like this movie, not just general Batman adaptation.
Yeah.
It is quite literally like I told you about this, like the Matt Murdock monologue with like music playing in the background. Like I won't spoil what music it is or anything. Literally the exact same thing. It's so fucking cool though. Like I never once was I like, I need a Batman version of Daredevil, but they do it and it works so well. I've seen other people make comparisons to the Penguin as well, which I would say, I guess like this is as like underground as the Penguin, you know what I mean? Like it's more so like lower inner workings and seeing how that goes up, but they're also dealing directly with NYPD. That's why I would compare it to like the GCPD corruption in the Batman. But yeah, I don't know. It's really funny to me. Like I was rewatching parts of the Batman when I was making my video for Daredevil, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this is like it's what it to me it felt like was when they, after the SAG-AFTRA strikes and all that kind of stuff, and they decided we're gonna rework the series, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, it's he said, isn't the Batman version of Daredevil Green Arrow? Technically, yeah. But like when you see the end of this series, you'll see. But no, but I forgot what I was saying, but I don't know. It's really interesting the way that they go about the corruption and all this kind of stuff. It's so cool. I never expected them to take this route. But do you have anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up, move on to Mickey 17?
I'm actually excited. I'm not gonna lie. So far, the show has exceeded my expectations. I thought that did
really. I thought you were low on it.
No. I think this is good. Like I'd say, episode 1, it's kind of low, but episode 2, I was like, okay, like we might be back. Like this might, like we're here. Like
I thought you were really low.
Kind of got me invested. So I'm excited to see kind of where it goes. I'm definitely like, I don't know. Like obviously, I think I gotta get past the point. I think people like online too, like we just need to get past the point. Okay, it's not the Netflix show. Like let's just take it for what it is.
By the way, that's not happening ever.
Oh, definitely not. But I'm just like, I feel like at this point, like we just need to accept it for what it is. Like it's not gonna be that show. And just hope that. But what they're giving us right now is not a bad show at all. I think so far these 2 episodes, it's enjoyable. It's good. So yeah, I just think like it is. That's my whole timeline, bro. It's just Daredevil, Netflix, like screen caps and like just constant.
Everyone's gonna compare it for the rest of time, and that's just what happens when you do a continuation. Like they did it to themselves. I think honestly after the final, like I think the final 4 episodes, everyone's gonna be like, holy shit, this is elite work. Like this is really like we are really like, getting somewhere.
That strong in like the second.
Because the thing is like. Okay, and I said this in my review. I'm trying to like word it without giving spoilers away. The final 4 episodes feel well. I already said this. The first 4 episodes feel like a weird middle ground continuation. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're getting rid of old characters and introducing all new characters. Like
Yeah.
Matt's the new girl Matt's talking to, the new law firm, White Tiger, the vigilante story,
Yeah.
Fisk's mayoral campaign. All of these things, like you have to set up brand new characters. It takes time to do that. And to everyone that loved the original show, it feels like dilly-dallying. You know what I mean? It feels like we already had characters set up. Why are we setting up new characters? But once you get past the setup, ooh, it gets good, bro. It gets because then you're not doing a middle ground thing. Then you're hitting a stride. And I think that's also why people were complaining, like other people that had seen the full season. People were complaining that like, oh, the finale just feels like a mid-season finale. You know what I mean? Because they, again, originally was 18 episodes anyway, but they're halfway through setting everyone's character arcs up. So there's still so much more to tell, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I'm so far enjoying it. I will say, so quick thoughts to wrap this little section up. Did you like the first 3 episode premiere of Invincible more for this season, or the Daredevil Born Again 2 episode premiere?
Oh man,
obviously it's hard to compare like 2 to 3 episodes, but I will like I think Daredevil's definitely stronger, but I think it's also my hype.
Nah, I mean, I would say that. I mean, even though for me, it definitely is a bit of like just attachment to like the characters and like to like nostalgia. But yeah, I'm definitely taking the Daredevil premiere more.
Yeah,
it was just like even like there were things I didn't like, but overall, just like I think so far, like the writing, I think the story is strong. So I think that's really going to carry it through. Honestly, I'm excited to see where the story, like story, really have no gripes. Really, all my gripes are like technical things. Like
yeah,
for the most part, I think story wise, it's strong though.
You think the Fisk stuff is interesting so far?
Oh, definitely. Like seeing him, like this whole idea, like him, like dude, that conversation with him and Matt in like the diner, bro. I was like, yo, like, I mean, I know they've been using that a lot, like in the marketing, but like it's still cooked, bro. Like just seeing them, like, just talk it out, and like, I'm like, yo, this is like we're actually back, yeah. Like, so I'm super excited for that. And Punisher, I'm excited to see what they do with him. I think I already see stuff online. People have probably said a little too much. I kind of know. I think when he kind of comes in and stuff from like when that like Punisher and everything like that. Off of people.
Oh yeah, they dropped a new marketing thing. They dropped a new trailer, and like they basically give away the whole dialogue, which I hated that they gave it away because
I haven't seen that. Hopefully, I'll run into that.
Dude, there's a scene. Oh fuck, man, that scene is good. That scene is good. Said, yeah, I feel like there's something up with the skinny guy that shows up at Matt's new girl's book signing.
I wonder what they're gonna do with bro, because like that was interesting to me too. Because I know they followed up on the second guy after him. That's like Fisk is like thing, but the first guy I don't know what they're gonna do with him. So I'm excited for that too. It's like I don't know, like it's just it's good. I think like I mean already so far, bro. I'm gonna like well I don't know. I haven't seen Loki season 2.
Say it.
This will be like the best Disney Plus Marvel thing like already.
Oh, 100%. Oh, by the way, no, that's a guarantee. That's guaranteed. I think you're going to say it's going to be better than like season 1 or season. I think it's better than season 2, but I've seen the whole thing. So I think it's better than season 2. I think season 1 and 3 are better. And this is easily. Oh, actually, I think you haven't seen Loki season 2, but I think this is better.
Yeah.
I think Loki season 2 is a little better just for me personally because I like Loki season 1 so much as well.
Yeah.
But I'd go like Loki season 1, Daredevil season 1, Loki season 2. You know what I mean? Like they're all very close. They're all like 0.5 away from each other. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, let's wrap up the episode today by talking some Mickey 17. All right. So my review is up. Very, very excited to talk about this. So, okay, Brantley saw this last week, right? He texted me, Mickey 17 is a movie, right? What did you think of the movie, man? No spoilers, by the way. We're going to try not to talk about spoilers as much as possible. If we get into spoiler territory, we'll let you know beforehand what you think of the film, man.
I thought it was good, but I feel like good for, a bong hit, bro. Like, I was expecting like, amazing, like going in, like, but my bar was high. It did not hit the bar I set for it, I'd say going in, but I thought like that was an enjoyable movie. Definitely not bad by any means at all. I still think it's a good movie, but again, like for Bong Joon-ho,
did you give it like a 3 out of 5?
3.5 out of 5. Like,
okay.
It's enjoyable. I think it's a fun time. And I think for me, maybe I just didn't going into it, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I expected, but overall, I was expecting it to just give me a little bit more than what it did. But I do like how weird and different it is for sure. Like I respect this movie a lot because I'm like, there's nothing else out there like this right now. Nothing with this much of a budget by a big major studio like this right now. So the fact that this even got made and like is like thing, I'm like, this is like great that this exists. But as a movie, I don't know. I just wish I enjoyed it a bit more. I do want to rewatch it though, because also I was in the front row of a theater breaking my neck.
Yeah.
So I do want to run this back. But as of now, I just think like it's good, like it's enjoyable. But I know you're a lot bigger than me, so I'm excited to see what stuck out to you though.
All right, let's talk about it. So, last night, yesterday afternoon, I got to watch Mickey 17. First of all, watched it in a really weird theater. Like my theater, by the way, so I watched it at this Regal that's near me, but it's like the one that's like it's like a mile further away from me in the opposite way. So I'm walking in, and I've never sat in this theater. It's the second biggest theater in that the theater complex, whatever. For some reason, it is completely like flat. Like the screen is here, and the seats only go up like this is like the arcing of the seats. Normally theaters go like this. You know what I mean? Like they're very like it's a staircase. Flattest theater I've ever been in. I put my row in. I sat like near the back, so I was like, okay, let me just move all the way to the front. By the way, I'm sitting in like row 3 because I just want this, dude. I want to take in. I want this bong hit to take up all my vision, right? So I'm sitting there, and the movie starts, and the first like from the open, you know when it opens, like him in the cave to like all the backstory and all this stuff, and then we get back to that moment, right? That's like 20, 30 minutes of the film. Honestly, I was like, this is cool, but like, fuck, man. Like, Brantley might have been right. Like, this isn't that cool. Like, you know, I was like, damn, like, fuck. But then the movie keeps going, and I'm like, okay. And I will say, I did hear beforehand from my friend that had read the book that the final act of the book is so weak. Like, it is. He said there's no way that Bong Joon-ho sticks the landing unless he makes major changes, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And so I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I'm in my head, I'm like, dude, we're only going to get like 20 minutes of good film here. If like the beginning was boring to me, the middle act is good, but then we get to the finale and the finale's bad. Yeah. Like the book is. Dude, from the second we get back to like where he like gets back into the place, and the second Mickey gets introduced, it's peak. It's peak. It's so peak in my opinion. It's so good. So let me actually pull up the notes from my review last night, because this I have so much to talk about. Okay. First of all, obviously all of the side performances, in my opinion, were phenomenal. Would you say this is the best Mark Ruffalo performance you've seen? For me, this is like, I'd say this is like, I think he's better in Poor Things personally, but you haven't seen Poor Things, right?
I haven't. I'd say might be my favorite. I think I enjoyed him a lot in Zodiac. I think he's really good in there too.
Oh yeah, he's great in Zodiac.
I think this might be my favorite. Like you could tell he was having so much fun. I was like, every scene he was in, I'm like, bro, this is like he's having a ball, bro.
But yeah, no, I think that's great. And then Naomi Ackie is phenomenal, bro. She was in Blink Twice last year. Yeah, was it? That was last year, I think. Yeah. She's so
next
good.
Up. Sure.
Next up. Toni Collette is great next to Mark Ruffalo. The surprise out of all of the side characters, in my opinion, though, is Steven Yeun. So for me, I will say also, I can't unhear Mark, bro. Like, I literally it's so bad. Like, all I hear is Mark Grayson. But Steven Yeun is amazing. And what really surprised me about his character was how, like, halfway through the movie, we get, like, his role becomes 10 times more important than it was before. Like, in the beginning, I was like, oh, like, he's not, like, no one really cares about his character. He's a side character or whatever. Like, okay, he fucked over Mickey earlier in their life, but that's it. But then it gets to, like, once we get to the two different versions of Mickey, and then how different they both are, and both of their different outlooks on just life in general, but like specifically Steven Yeun's character and how he fucked him over and stuff, like phenomenal stuff. And then, I mean, dude, I don't even know how to bring up Robert Pattinson. You know what I mean? Like that's just like GOAT.
Yeah,
like,
it's just GOAT. Is crazy. Like I was like, this is insane.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't hear anyone out on any other opinion on this. Like, bro. This guy's top 3 right now. Oh, there is no question about it. And in my opinion, I could maybe hear you out if someone was like, oh, like Timothy Chalamet's not in top 3, whatever. Okay, I can hear you out. I disagree, but I can hear you out.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson, bro, dude. I normally, and I'm not gonna, I hate when actors do dual roles on screen because it looks so shit. Like 90% of the time, like it either looks bad or like they're just doing like the really weird like over the shoulder angle where like it's like the body double. It's so
Yeah.
bad. This is phenomenal, bro. Like, and obviously that's in major part due to Bong Joon-ho, bro. Like the fucking GOAT, like greatest to ever do it. Like it's so funny. And this is actually what I wanted to bring up. I would like to see Peter Safran's face when he saw what Bong Joon-ho did with his $120 million. Halfway through the movie, I'm like, dude, Warner Brothers has to be shitting their bricks right now because there's no way that Bong Joon-ho gave them this movie and they're like, oh yeah, cool, we got it. We'll promote the hell out of this. Like,
I think that's why they kind of maybe like did just like the marketing for this movie was a little odd because I feel like in some marketing, like it kind of conveys the vibe of the movie. Other pieces, it kind of markets a different movie. Like you kind of can tell they didn't really know how to market this, which is understandable because this movie is very like
what the fuck even is this movie, bro?
I don't even know like what's like what this is for real. But
I don't know, dude. It's awesome. I also love the world building of the film, like the way that they're able to like. I don't know the way that they're able to. I think the backstory is a little weak. Like I think it's a little bit too goofy. Of like we wanted to open a macaroons shop. You know what I mean? Like that to me was like, okay, we're getting a little bit goofy and silly here.
I mean, the movie you get silly though.
But that's the thing. And then you get to like at that point, Mark Ruffalo's character wasn't super introduced already. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like super prominent, stuff like that. So I was like, fuck, like this isn't like, this kind of feels like we're pushing the line here, not in a good way. But then the rest of the movie is just as goofy, just as silly, just stupid. And I'm like, this is great. And then we get into the whole like fear of death and like understanding the value of life. And I'm like, how the fuck did we get here? Like, this is so good. Like, to me, I was like, we're in such a satirical, like, obviously politically relevant, but so bombastically over the top world. Yeah. And then we're talking about how Mickey 17 is starting to value his life and how, like, after dying 15, 16, almost 17 different times, he's finally starting to understand the value of death, which is a thing that everyone goes through. The subplot with that other girl, not Naomi Aki's character. I don't want to detail what happens with that expedition. You know what I mean? That subplot is fucking phenomenal in my opinion. I will say though, like this isn't a case of like Parasite or other like amazing films in my opinion, where I'm like, if you hate this movie, I hate you, because I understand that this shit is so wonky, weird, off. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I guarantee not like I would say like 85 to 90% of the people that watch this movie will not even like it at all. Like I think the 10% that will like enjoy the film are like, damn, I really enjoy this. Like not, and I don't think anyone is also going to be like, this is Parasite levels of amazing. Like no one is saying all that. Parasite's like a 9.5, 10 out of 10. One of the greatest films ever made. Me and you watched that in theaters together, right? Yeah. We watched it in theaters over the summer. Like that's like a life-changing experience right there. But I'm like, Mickey 17 is also a heater. Like it's just like, it's not doing exactly what Parasite does. My biggest flaw with the film, I will say, is visually, it's not like as meticulously like saying something. You know what I mean? Like it's not thematically trying to do something on a visual storytelling level. But I didn't really care because I was so entertained by everything else. But yeah, no, I think the technical flair and then the backstory, those are really my two only flaws with the film. But overall, I absolutely loved it. I don't know. I've been yapping. That shit rocked.
No, I mean, I think it's really fun. I think you definitely feel it's Bong. Like he was like, bro, I'm coming off a Best Picture win. Like,
blank check, give it to me.
Throw me some bread. Like I'm just gonna like make fun of like American politicians and make a goofy movie. Like I just think it was definitely a fun movie. And I wish it resonated with me a bit more. But I just think like maybe I just coming off of Parasite and everything, I just expected something a bit like more, I guess, like stimulating from him. I guess I don't know. But like overall, I think this was like it's still very fun, very entertaining, dude. I saw this is already gonna be on digital in like 2 weeks, bro. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
What? No
Yeah,
way. Well,
it's gonna be on
what?
digital
That's crazy.
March 25th, bro. Like, that's insane.
Bro.
Like, I'm like, they did this movie so dirty, bro. I'm like, that's insane work. But it's interesting how like this film and then the next film are both like a major actor playing two people for like from Warner Brothers. I'm like, because we have Sinners next
Oh,
month.
Sinners. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Playing two
That's
people,
so
bro.
funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they end up doing. Like, it's so fuck. Sinners is next month is
Yeah,
insane.
April, bro. I'm like,
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I I hope you rewatch this one. I'm actually I had plans today, and then they almost
you're
got
gonna run
canceled. And I
it
was
back
like,
today?
well, okay, no. So like, I was supposed to go somewhere, like just like to like this golf thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
the plans almost got canceled. And the second they texted me that the plans almost got canceled, I was like, let me look for Mickey 17 showtimes. But then the plans are still on. I think I'm gonna go on Sunday. I want to go in 40x. Originally, I was gonna watch it in 40x yesterday, but I was like, let me watch it normally first, in case
Yeah.
I don't like it and I don't pay the upcharge. But I really like the movie, so I want to watch it in 40x. I also want to watch it in IMAX. I wonder if there's any IMAX shot scenes. I haven't heard anything about like specific IMAX ratios, so I'm interested to see what it looks like on the IMAX screen. But yeah, I definitely want to watch it in 40x. I cannot imagine that like Stampede sequence in 40x. That shit's gonna kill me. But yeah, I hope you rewatch it. I think you'll like it a lot more when you're not breaking your neck looking
Yeah, I was gonna say,
directly up at the screen. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts before we give our final scores and wrap it up here?
I'm just excited. I know that they said I think his next one's gonna be like some like animated
Animated, yeah, yeah.
I
That's
mean,
sick
he
as
should
hell.
have. I mean, obviously, I think he's one of the most probably just creative, like innovative people right now, like filmmakers. So anything he does, I just feel like it's gonna be very exciting. I still gotta dive more into his filmography. Oh, I was gonna say, what do you prefer this over Snowpiercer, like his other American film, or not?
No. Okay, so my ranking for movies I've seen, I haven't seen all of The Host. That's the only thing. So I've seen like half of it, but I actually started the other night. Um, I would rank it from worst to best. By the way, they're all like, okay, I'll just give you my ratings for them. Snowpiercer's an 8, and
Okay,
then Mickey 7. Ooh, yeah, Mickey 17 is an 8.5.
okay.
Memories of Murder's a 9, and Parasite's a 9.5, basically 10 out of 10. Like
Yeah,
Parasite is one of the movies in my top 5 on Letter. Like I may have a top 5 list. I'm not talking about my top 4 favorites.
yeah.
It's the only movie in my top 5, along with the Batman, that hasn't left the top 5 ever since I made the list. They like everything gets moved around all the time. That's just how it works. But
Yeah.
they're the only 2 movies that have not left. I think Parasite is my number 1 right now after we rewatched it in theaters a couple months ago.
Nah, that changed
It
everything.
is quite literally like the best film of all. Like it is so fucking good in my opinion. And that my first time watching in theaters just solidified. Like yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I could ever put a movie I haven't seen in theaters as my number 1 movie of all time. You know what I mean? Like I had Spider-Man 2 at the number 1 spot
Yeah,
before I had seen it in theaters, but I was like, I've seen it like 20 times. Like it's different. Like I can't put a movie I've only seen 4 times in my number 1 spot if I haven't seen it in theaters. That's just my opinion though.
I
But
understand that.
yeah, what's your final score looking like? Tentative of a possible rewatch, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling like I mean, I said 3.5 out of 5. I
Yeah.
think I'm sticking with that score for sure. I mean, I think it can definitely go up when we watch, so probably maybe a 4 out of 5. Because I mean, I think like, it's no real like gripes I have this movie. It's not like that many like criticisms. For me, I guess like how you put it when you said you were watching it, how like you were kind of skeptical in the beginning, and then like it got better. For me, I was like, oh, like I actually like the because okay, like, this is fun, this is cool, it's a vibe. I feel like the movie kind of just like stayed. It
Fizzled
doesn't really
away.
elevate to me. I was like, oh, like we're just like
Yeah.
this is the movie. Like okay, like this is.
I
This
don't
is it.
think the emotional beats really hit either because you don't get enough emotional moments between the 2 Mickeys. There's that one moment right as they're about to like go into the big finale thing and they talk about their mom. It's like that's the only emotional connection we get to them. So it's not really that impactful. I wish they had I guess harped on that a little bit longer. But yeah, my final score for Mickey 17, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I'm rounding down. I did give it an 8.5 out of 10 in my video, so that's my final score for it. But yeah, bro, you have anything before we wrap up the live here today?
Nah, I'd say if you're on the stream, bro, go please, bro, because like
Yeah,
March 25th.
100% go watch this in theaters. Yeah. Watch this in theaters. Dude, we're not getting many more movies like this ever. Like, in my opinion, like this is like we got so lucky for getting this again. Genuinely so excited for more people to see this, and excited that we're getting Sinners as well. I just saw the new trailer for Sinners, by the way, in theaters ahead of Mickey 17. That shit's raw as fuck. It's so good.
I'm kind of worried because people say it showed too much. Like
It shows a lot. Okay, I was like half paying attention. Bro, that shit's like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It feels like it went for so long. I wasn't really like, I was kind of watching it. I was more so just listening to it because I'm not gonna hold you. I had to bring my AirPods into the movie theater because I was editing that Invincible video. So I had one AirPod in. During the previews. Yeah, during the previews, I was editing the Invincible TikTok, and then I got it posted right when that Regal ad with the two people in the car is on.
Yeah.
I literally posted it right then and then put the phone away. I was like, holy shit, can't believe I got this done. But I saw that I was like, I can't get up. So I was like, I have to listen to the trailer. But
that's what happened to me. I was on my phone last time it was on. I'm like, bro, this trailer is long as fuck. I can't.
I know. But yeah, that wraps up the live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you stayed the entire time, thanks as always. Subscribe so you don't miss out on new weekly episodes of Beyond the Frame. And as always, let us know if you guys want more live episodes. This was a fun thing to test out. Hopefully we get to do more of these in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.